Hello, everybody. I am SunPsychic Jean, and please welcome my very special guest, Ginny B. Hi, Ginny.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great weekend.
Yes, happy Labor Day. Can you believe it's Labor Day today? The 1st of September already. I wanted to make sure we got as much green in as we possibly could with our background today. So, how does everybody like the new music? Do you like did you guys hear the music coming on? The thing is, you can't hear us over it, so I probably won't have it playing in the background. But it was a lot of fun to play with, and a new way of introduction instead of having that countdown thing. Because sometimes you need a little bit of time, 60 seconds or so, to allow people to jump on before you get started on the show. So let us know if you like the music, if you heard the music, if it doesn't make a difference to you. Hi, Edward. Hi, Leona. Hi, Just Visiting. So nice to see everybody. And hi, Crystal. And she says, hi, Ginny and Jean. Okay, I see you. I'll star that. Yes. And Ginny and I will be answering your questions today. And we're going to be doing psychic, medium questions and mystery questions and more. Just a little nudge. And just to remind you to post your questions in caps, and you can use emojis. And if you have, if you want to know what's coming for September, let us know about your, moving, about your job, about your love life, or something not so general, something a little more specific. Doesn't have to be spelled out, but just an area of your life, if that makes sense to you. And questions are chosen at random, and we thank you very much for playing along. So what's going on with you in Iowa, Ginny?
Enjoying the beautiful weather. It's been cool, not as humid. I'm not liking anticipating what's following it, but I'll take what we got when we got it. Other than that, right now it's very calm. We'll just take it.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, calm is good. And there is this something in the air when the seasons change. And I remember I had some family members that lived in California, Southern California, and they said that's something that they missed most of all because, the daylight changes, but not much else changes. And they really miss the seasons. And I grew up in Pennsylvania. I currently live in Maryland. And, it's a nice change of pace. I don't like the extreme weather changes, but it's always fun to see the fall colors come in, and the snow is so pretty, and then the spring is so pretty, and the summer sun is so fun. You just sort of look forward to it, and it's a way to not pass the time, but it's a way to honor the passing of time.
When you don't get the season change, you don't get the season colors, and the spring greens are so vibrant, and just the surprise of the flowers in the spring and like that. I would have a hard time, I think, living where it was the same. But
unless it was my own Caribbean island, then what could you do?
Well, we're forced into strange things in our life.
Yeah, I do. I love the Caribbean, and I love the Mediterranean as well. I'm definitely a sun girl and a sun and water. Yeah, the weather in California is awesome. Don't miss winter at all. There you go. And Leona
Well,
grew up in
after the coming winter and some of the winters that I've had, I'd have to say maybe I'm speaking too quickly, and I should rethink that. Visiting once in a while, maybe.
hmm And Leona grew up in Scranton and the Poconos. We're neighbors, Leona. I grew up right outside of Philadelphia, like the Valley Forge and King of Prussia area. Um, so nice. And Sinister Days. Hello, Sinister Days. Is that what that says? I want to make sure I'm not missing it. And hello, Garnet. He always puts those blue jeans for me. How cute. I love it. It makes me smile every time. He knows that's very much me. Thank you, Edward. And Leona was saying she liked the music. Thank you very much. And we might go back and forth if I can remember. The thing is, it's hard once we get started on the questions. Um, okay, it looks like we have enough questions to get started. You guys can keep putting them in. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Yep. Dawn says, I'm with you. Sun, water, and green trees are all I need. Yeah, the best of the best. I was on the Shining Your Light um, uh, celebration that Marina from Heart Center Tarot, she does it once a month on a Saturday evening. And I went on and I did open sacred space and calling in the directions and honoring all of the spirits of all the directions and building that power in order to open up a sacred space in order to do either a ceremony or just a healing practice. And it really, I mean, I knew I was going to do it. I did made um, my, the thing that I follow to tell you guys about it. And, but when I was doing it, like, I think there's something about the power of a group of people being together.
Mhm.
Because I was by myself, I was reading it and organizing it and putting out some notes for myself to follow and talk about. But when I actually did it on the show, it was like really powerful. And then it got me thinking about the earth and our connection to the earth and how to come back to grounding and appreciating the earth and how we can maybe consider reducing our carbon footprint. And yeah, so it was like a whole thing. I was really, it was a lot of fun. hmm Yeah. I don't know if any of you saw that. Oh, thanks. Just visiting. You're sweet. Yeah. Subscribing, I just want to mention this. Subscribing on YouTube is free. If you subscribe on other platforms, sometimes you have, like, if you subscribe on a different platform, sometimes that includes a fee. But on YouTube, subscribing is free. And I don't know why or how they can change, like, what it's called. But yeah, thank you very much, Just Visiting. And Edward loves the new music. That's great. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, her entire family is still there in the Poconos. Yeah, it's not too far. It's far from me now, but it's not too far from where my family is. All right, you guys, let's get started. All right. So if I call your name, if you would kindly just say hello and let me know that you're still here. And Crystal, if you're still here, say hello. And then Brianna 41, please say hello. Hi, Jazz. Nice to see you. All right. All right. Crystal, we're just going to go with spiritual guidance. Okay. And she is here. Hi, CJ. So I do feel right away for you, Crystal, is to let go and open up and It's almost like you're hanging on and tense, and they want you to let go and open up and allow whatever happens to happen, and not to judge or criticize or resist it. Um, and it'll help you to be uh, it'll help you to regain and retain more of your energy. Your energy is so much um, used and spent on holding on and resisting that. They're not saying to compromise your principles. They're just saying to allow what is happening to happen. Allow what uh, comes what may. Um, and work with what you've got. Um, it's not an easy ask, but it does help you to maintain your autonomy, your own power, and to be a witness and to allow, what is unfolding. I feel as though you're watching something, like something is outside of you that you're watching. And you feel like it's a part of you, but it's not. It's a part of what's around you. But they want you to almost let go of the control or the angst or the resisting what is happening, and open up your hands, allow what is happening, and maintain that inner peace. So I hope that makes sense to you, Crystal. How about you, Miss Ginny? I'm going to switch you, Ginny, just so I don't make
You just
anybody
like to make me dizzy. Okay, so Crystal, the first thing I want you to know is that before Jean said the very first thing, I had picked my cards that I was going to do. So Jean had not said anything, and this is the card deck that I picked, Letting Go. So
Wow.
as always, Jean and I are in sync here. So the card that I picked for you, though available to all of us, the state of peace is reached by very few people. The inner experience of most people is marked by constant stress. The main stress to the majority of us is not due to external stimuli, but to the pressure of our own suppressed emotions. Most people who learn and practice the letting go technique notice a progressive improvement in physical health and vitality. So everything Jean said, plus this, it's in your control. And in the comments, Acadian Proud posted a comment. Maybe Jean, or you can go back and find it. It's talking about when she was upset. And they were upset. They set a timer and they're upset for 5 minutes. And then they set the timer again and do something else and set the timer again. And I would suggest that you go back and read that, because that one struck me as a very, very strong piece of wisdom for all of us to do, that we are in control of it. It's not in control of us. And you can do that by all sorts of, when things get tough and want it to stop, set timer for 5 minutes, feel what you need to feel, then reset the timer and do something, anything. Reset the timer and repeat. Hopefully by then you feel better, and do this as many times as you have to. You got this. You just let go of your control of being out of control or whatever it is that's bothering you.
It's a practice. It means you don't have to be an expert at it. You don't have to it doesn't have to work the first time you try it. It's just nudging and edging you into that direction and considering it. Next time when you feel depleted, say, you know what, if I just let go, I wonder if I can feel a little stronger. Just consider.
It goes to the self-judgment. It goes back to of what you think things should be, what you think the outcome should be, how you think you should behave, and just take that should out and just be.
That is so wise, so brilliant. It's so profound, yet it's a simple ask.
And it's the hardest thing you'll ever learn to do. But as soon as you get that, and start it with the 5-minute technique that's been suggested, and it just frees you for so many things, because, and And just especially in this day and age when everything seems out of control, just let it be. And the other great phrase you can learn is, it's not mine.
Yes.
It's not mine.
Doesn't mean you don't care or that you don't have
Right.
compassion. It just means you don't take it on into your own
Right.
energy. And I think a lot of us are empaths here, and this is like,
Yep.
preaching to the crowd or preaching to the choir here.
Yep.
I thought I saw her say something else. Ginny P looks ready to rumble.
Sometimes.
Okay. All right. So I know I was looking for Brianna. Did Brianna or Nancy Ray? Brianna or Nancy Ray? Did they? I saw Brianna a little bit ago. So I think Brianna's still here. And after Brianna is Nancy Ray. After Nancy is Leona. And Leona, just give us like a general area when we get to you. Oh, hi, Brianna. I had a dream last night about my mother, Glenda, and worrying about her health and life. I saw her mother, Jessie, before I woke up. What do they wish to tell me? Oh my goodness. Wow, Brianna. What I feel like it was a good dream. I feel like I know that you're saying worrying about her health and life, but I feel like seeing your mom and your grandmother was a good thing. I feel like they're telling you not to worry. Like, it's not like there's no sense worrying. They're on the other side. So they're asking you not to worry. I do feel there's a lot of things that we can do in order to enhance, improve, and, you know, move our energy in the for our highest good. However, there is divine timing, there is divine orchestration, and this is letting go again about worrying. Are you worried about your own health, Brianna? Or Brina? Sorry, I call you that all the time, but Brina, it's Brina 41. When it's bigger, I can see it. Let me just see what your mother, Glenda. So I think what I feel as though they want you to do is to know and be comforted by the notion of what it is that occurs on the other side, and to have this realization that we are eternal beings as souls, and that life continues. Life does not end. Um, I'm trying to think of a saying. The opposite of um, birth is not death. It's there is no death. We continue on, and I have to find that saying. I didn't say it right, but it's really life is a continuous energy frequency, and that it changes and it morphs. And I think that it's important for you here in this lifetime, in your own body and in your own incarnation, to know that when people's lives end, it's just their experience here on earth is ending. And I know that in itself is extremely troubling and hurtful and painful sometimes, but to know that we are eternal beings, that the true sense of us and the most important part of us continues on to the other side. And perhaps this is what they want you to know. So how about you, Ginny?
Kind of in a stereotypical thing when she's Glenda, I saw Glenda the Good Witch. And I saw just, the gown, the crown, the wand, the sparkles, just the whole thing. And that it's, so you're strongly supported. But with dreaming about your mother and your grandmother and with the health thing, is they want you to know you come from a line of very strong women, and don't you doubt it. So whatever is going on with you is not the same that was going on with them. So if you're doing health comparison or anything that which is inevitable as human beings that we do, that is that you need to see yourself as an individual, because you have a clean slate, you have a fresh start, right? That it's if you worried about something, then do something. Don't just sit and worry about it, but do something about that. But you have the power, you have the personal power and the fortitude to meet any challenge that comes your way. So it's more of a, they're there to support you. Don't worry about things. Worrying is a very negative, suck up your energy thing. If something is concerning to you, change worry to concerning, then figure out what you can do about it, or how you can reframe that for yourself. Change those words and stuff. But I just got this. They're just this good witch fairy energy that they're there and they're watching over you, and that you come from powerful feminine energy, and not to forget it.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I did find it, you guys. Here it is. It is life and death are not opposites. The opposite of death is birth. It's not the opposite of life is not death. The opposite of death is birth. And these are the beginning of our incarnation and the end of our incarnation. But life is not the opposite of death. Life is continuous. And that was the point of what I was trying to say. I'm like, what was that saying?
It's all nothing ends.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Thank
continuous.
You. They were both strong women. You got it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much, Brina. And I'm sorry for calling you Brianna all the time. I know I do that every time. All right, Nancy Ray and Leona are next. Thank you all for being here. Yes, look, just visiting says death is like walking into another room or another realm, is what I say. You're right. You're right. Okay. Thank you, Nancy. So she says, may I have a message on what to focus on for the month of September? And then she also added, Nancy said, a spiritual, in the spiritual sense is what she was looking for. So Nancy Ray, are you taking classes? And if not, would you be interested? I put out on my community tab, post tab, that I'm doing psychic practice once a month, September, October, November, December. And if you're interested in maybe just seeing what it is, that might come from that, I encourage you to come and join us. That would be really great, Nancy Ray. Um, and I do feel as though, see, you're asking, and they're saying, but and please take this with a grain of salt. They're saying you're asking, and then what I heard was, but she's not listening, because you want certainty. You want certainty that you do it, you're getting it, this is real, and it's about belief and trust. And that's not always easy in the 3D realm. Belief and trust that the car is going to stop without touching the brake is really hard, So belief and trust is very much a skill in the spiritual realm. And this is what you need to rely on. But along with the belief and trust is that nuance, that energy, that validation that we feel within us, or that validation that we gently know, and to trust those feelings, those thoughts, and the energy that you feel. It's very subtle, yet it is the most reliable guidance and source of flow. And it's really, really just the ultimate. It's the ultimate. You could see your discernment will grow. I do feel as though you're already there. You're looking for certainty. You're looking for definite. You're looking for groundedness. You're looking, can I apply this? 2 + 2. Can I apply this to my intuition and my ability to read cards? No, no, you can't. It's trust and faith, and it's not easy, but it is reliable. How about you, Miss Ginny? And you were giggling because so I know you have something for your.
No, that's fine, because I generally have already written down or pulled a card that matches everything that you say. And you've said it before, the theme today seems to be letting go. We all have a different thing, a different theme, a different category, but the overall thing is to let go. The first thing that Nancy, that came to my mind is what you have to focus on is the things that you've been avoiding. And that is exactly what Gina's been talking about with that there's in the back of your mind, there's something that you want to do, but you have not found a rational reason to do it or validation that it can be done or that you can do it. I can identify with that sort of on myself, because here I sit reading for you and I'd never thought that that was possible. The card I pulled for you is Metamorphosis. And the butterfly doesn't change unless the caterpillar lets go. And it's not pretty. Totally turns into goo and transfers. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go cocoon yourself and turn into goo. What I'm saying is that you need to see the possibilities of having the fun and letting go of the certainty and just try something, whatever it is. And my guess is that there's several things there, but there's other things that you've been avoiding. For instance, I avoid looking at my finances, even though my finances are fine, but I avoid looking at them. Right. And it's just, and for whatever it is and I just need to do it. And a lot of it's just laziness. All right. I have other things I can do, like play another game of solitaire or something that I can do. But there's something that you're avoiding that you keep saying, I will do the new thing when the old thing is done, but you avoid the old thing continually. So you've made this bargain with yourself. So either don't finish off that project or get it done and go forward. But either way, it's time. It's time. And this is the season of butterfly migration and major changes. And so it's a good time. It's a good time to start. Good luck.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ginny.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Nancy Ray. I did put in there, you guys, it's just my website. It's sunpsychicg.com under the contact page. And just fill out that form and let me know that you want to, and I'll send you the details and the information. Thank you. She said, I think I question it because I had such miraculous experiences in the past, but none lately. I need to listen to the subtle and let go. Good for you, Nancy. Good for you. And yeah, I've had, that's the way mine started, is because things would happen to me. I would be laying in bed. I could hear the man outside the window say, I'm the guy that died last night. And I was like, what? What's going on? Why do I hear that? And it's just my abilities were waking up and they could see my light. So it happened to me, but I had to learn and practice how to make it happen, or to how to contact it, or how to connect to it, and that takes practice. And I'll think of it. There's another it's not training, but it's something else. It's something else. I'll think of it as soon as we pick the next one. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so Leona is next. Let me see. I'm sure she gave me an area. Leona, did you give me an area of your life that you wanted? Is it spiritual? Is it about moving? Is it about um, love life? Is it about uh, job? You know, is it about? I know everybody wants at the beginning of the month. I love doing energy around September, and I can do that, but we don't want to just give you a big general like fluff. And not that we give you fluff, but it would be more general because we don't have like an energy to follow. So I don't see it here. Spirituality. Block she feels blocked in her spirituality. Okay. Thank you, Leona.
Oh.
So, is there a decision that you have yet to make? Are you not hemming and hawing, but are you maybe hesitating on making a decision? Um, I don't feel as though you're hesitating letting others know about you. I think it's about an identity. Like, do I say that I'm psychic now? Do I say that I'm intuitive? I think your family might know, but does everybody know? And it's not like any big deal because, honestly, when I came out to my family and I told them that I'm leaving my day job and I'm doing this full time, and I said, and they're like, "Yeah, you've always been that way." And I'm like, "You guys knew?" They're like, "Yeah, we knew who you were." Like it was no different. But and they're like, good for you that you're going to be doing this full time now. So um so I don't know if there is something about your identity, something about you don't want people to think a certain way about you, or that you are concerned about what people might say or think. Um, and I believe that there is just a little bit of, I wouldn't call it fear, but like apprehension or uh, hesitation. Um, and I feel it's within you, and then it morphs into, do you believe it? Oh, do I think I'm this psychic now? No, you can say I have psychic abilities. You don't That doesn't mean ego. That doesn't mean that you think you're better than anybody else. That doesn't mean that you know it all. It just means you're this is your focus. This is your practice. This is your being. This is your um energy centers and energy uh, sort of what you're expressing is this psychic and um, spiritual connection, like carrying what is in heaven and bringing it to earth and opening up and letting ego step aside and moving forward with the spiritual sort of practices. And it's who you are. So I don't know if you worry about what other people might think, or if you think something like, oh, I couldn't be that, like, and that you think that, oh, it has to be this way in order for me to be that. I don't think that you do, because you've been psychic for a while, and I think your family is psychic, but you may just have a little bit of that doubt or a little bit of that judgment in the background. How about you, Ginny?
I My first thought was you have set in your mind how something should be in order to be legitimate. I can identify with this. I can always identify with this. And then when Jean gets done talking, it's kind of like, yeah, she's talking to me. But you have this ideal painting in your head of what something should be. So so if it's in your spirituality, how you perceive this should be based on what you think other people are doing or feeling. And it's in your head. It's not the reality. It's the reality that we always think that we think we know what other people think about us, but it's based on how we think about them and about ourselves. I hope that makes sense. There's a six-way conversation. And I won't confuse you with the whole thing with that. But it's kind of like sometimes we need to think less and observe more. So you have this idea of what this should be like, and in reality, that's not so. So whatever it is, again, it's an excuse making kind of sort of thing that we do with ourselves, because I'll own into that of, oh well, I'm no longer connected, or it's not as good as it was, or maybe it's just so good you don't notice it anymore. You just have to practice it. But I pulled this. This is intention. You have to set the intention to do this and remember to do that. That it's to remind yourself on a daily basis, you are spiritual. How you tune into that spirituality might be what the issue is here, but you don't all of a sudden wake up one day and you don't have a spiritual bent because it's there. You just might not recognize it. So just on a whim, when Jean was eloquently discussing what this was about, I reached into the letting go deck. And the mechanism of surrender is simple, and the truth is self-evident. Does this match your background or what here? It works during daily life. There is no dogma or belief system. You verify everything for yourself so you cannot be misled. So quit telling yourself it's not working and proceed as if it is, because it is. That card just matches your background so perfect.
It does. I love it. And that's another validation.
Mm-hmm.
And that was beautiful, Ginny. And I just want to let you know, I didn't want to interrupt you, but Leona was getting back to us. And she said, yes, I want to go back to my job. And then she says, I want to help others, but hide it unless I'm in this kind of space. And this is where we need to integrate and practice and bring it into our everyday lives. It's not easy, and it's not something that you do all at once, because we do have a car to drive and a home to clean and take care of, and laundry and kids and all that stuff, right? So, but it's important that we take time or make intentions or have things around our space that remind us. She said, I'm a fifth generation medium. I don't want to hold it in. Lately, I have had many validations with my predictions. Yeah, I think all of us are coming online more and more. And she said, I didn't want to be like my family. And I said, bingo. Bingo, because she's fifth generation medium, so I know her whole family is spiritual and psychic and practicing to, for the friends and family or whatever. But she said she didn't want to be like her family. So whatever, if they, I don't know if they were a little bit more into, the scarier part of it, or watch out or something like that. I don't know, but the earth is ascending and the frequency is changing. Humanity is ascending and humanity's frequency is changing. All of us are opening up to our spiritual and clairs, our energy that is connected more to the higher realms. And the ego that was more in control in the 3D energy is going away. So all of us are coming in online and coming into this awareness. And you having the background and having the knowledge and the confirmation, it's really important for you to be there. And if not to practice, but to teach and help others who are saying, I had a dream last night and I could swear there was an alien in my room. You'd be like, yes, that was real. Like we need you. We need you to help others. If not, help yourself and help others, So in whatever capacity that you feel guided, it's important for you to integrate this. And I think now, I don't know if now's a good time, but I just got a pull. And she's saying, thank you. I just got a pull to this. I don't know if you guys can see this. I was showing Ginny, and this is a synchronicity. This is a cobra, and this is it's a metal and it's very detailed. I love it. It's a little ornate, but I absolutely love it. And as you can see, it's a candle holder. And there was only one. I got it at the secondhand store for $2.99. He said, "Jean, bring me home with you now." And it's like it's very, very heavy metal. I don't know how to show you that it's heavy, but it's really it called my name. And we can either think of a snake as "Ooh, a snake," or we can look at it in a spiritual sense, in a totem sense, in a protective and wise and wisdom and other realms sense. I just absolutely love this, and this is what I keep around me to remind me. And you all, I can't reach my unicorn back there, but just keeping things around you, having a little altar, having some reminders around you, and it will help to raise and lift your energy and remind you, and to keep that higher vibration going, and not to get into the 3D so much. But you already know this, and I think that when you said you don't want to be like your family, I think that may be what is holding you back. That really just stood out to me, that you don't want people to judge you, or you to look like what you have judged I mean, if you don't mind me saying, that you have seen your family and what you didn't like about it. You can be who you are. You can be different. It's okay. Um, and if it's similar to, it doesn't mean exactly like. Just because you're a medium and they were a medium doesn't mean you're the same kind of medium. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad that you're here, Leona, and thank you very
If
much
I
for
if
being.
I can add,
Yeah,
Leona, you cannot not be who you are. How you choose to engage with that is up to you. So, identifying what it is you didn't like, what you think was the problem, where you don't want to be like your family, is a step. But also, you help people all the time. You're just not seeing it. Because you don't have to say, "Oh, well, I'm a psychic and I can have this," because you have a way of putting things. People come to you for information without knowing any of the other stuff, and you work it in there. And if you recognize that, you can see that while you're a fifth generation, you have stepped it up. Every generation has stepped it up, and now you're at that higher plane, right? So you're up there, and you can be very crafty with how you help people. And if you don't want to come out, as we put it, that's fine. I understand that. I just tell, like, my kids, "Well, you know how mom knows what she knows, so you mean you pay attention when she knows stuff?" And they'll just say, "Yeah." But if I said, "Yeah, I've got a psychic hunch," they would say, "Yeah, mom." Right? So you're already doing this. You cannot not be who you are, because it will make you miserable. You need to be comfortable with who you are and find the way that that is defined for you. Like Jean said, take what you thought your family was, find a way to spin that so that it's okay. It's your, there is no dogma, there is no belief system. It doesn't have to be done any one way. Do it Leona's way, in Leona's manner, in whatever modality Leona wants to use. Because already I'm kind of on, I don't know about you, but I want to know more about Leona. And where does she do this? How do we contact her? Et cetera, et cetera.
it's really beautiful to be part of a community and be somebody in the know. I don't have to convince you that loved
Right.
ones on the other side are able to connect, to communicate with us. So that part in itself, that knowing, that awareness is like 90% of it. It really is like getting people to know that that's truly what's happening is really a huge part of it. And how you express that is entirely up to you in your own unique way. And like Ginny said, you're already doing it, and you have been doing it. And I know that certain times you say, "This is what happened. This is what happened." But I think it's already happening. So, but thank you, Leona, very much for all your candidness and your ability to open up. I know that's a lot for you. All right, so Edward Kenneth is next, and then just visiting is after Edward. and he would like a message on spiritual growth. I love this. This is like a little powwow with all of our spiritual psychic people.
Well, they
And we're
all
all
have kind of the same answers as we just, you know.
And Coffee Dogs is here. Rich Lean is here. So nice to see everybody. Did I miss anybody? Let me just see. Oh, geez. So lately, Leona says, I was going to paint a snake fold. That's a statue I have. I will post it. My altar. You're so point. They took it seriously. For some reason, I said, I feel the need to pull this out and show everybody. And see, Leona, it's not just you and I that are connected. It's you, I, the snake, spirit. They're all working in conjunction. And the more that we can let go and get into the flow of things and allow for these things to happen for us and to happen around us, it's such an enchanting way to live, don't you think? Thank you for sharing that. I didn't see that earlier.
Oh, that's cool. Must have given Leona chills when you picked up the snake.
It is amazing. I was going to say hello to Wanda Grant is here. Dawn Turner, I saw you. I was just saying hello, and then that's when I saw Coffee Dogs came in. Cindy and Encinitas is here. So nice to see you. I'm just saying hello because I think I missed some people. And yeah, thank you very much. All right. So let's go back to Edward and then Just Visiting. They're both here. Spiritual growth for Edward. And if you're ready, Ginny, you can go first because I was busy.
I asked the crows, and you are very protected, and also, you know, to protect yourself, but you have the freedom. You're already doing it. You're soaring high. So whatever it is that you think you're looking for, you're already there. You just have to reframe how you're seeing yourself. Because the third card that I picked up is mimicry. So quit thinking you have to be like somebody else or do it somebody else's way or follow some other, how do I want to say this? People will say, this is what you need to do. You need to meditate in this manner for this many minutes every day to get where you want to go. And that's not true. It's like the card that I pulled for Leona is there is no dogma. And in your heart, you know how you want to do whatever this is, and you just need to follow it because you are protected and watched over. And I would watch out for crows in your area because crows are very much of a spiritual connection and can be, you know, ancestors and stuff. The crows keep the stories of all things. Never make a crow mad. That's all I got to say about that. Crows don't forget. Crows don't forget. But what I get is you need to stop thinking you need to do it by some book. You just need to sit and follow and listen because they've been telling you and you keep thinking it needs to be harder than it is. And it's not.
Wonderful. Yeah. Ed, you have a diverse interest, which is really beautiful. First of all, they asked me to call you Eddie, and I say that respectfully. And they say the first word for you that I got was trust. Okay, we talked about trust today. And then I heard that they're asking you to write and create the writing. You have a lot of words inside of you that are very beautiful that they want you to write. So I don't know if you're just writing, not just, but writing a journal of what the spirit guide messages are, or if you're writing a song, or they also suggested writing like a meditation that you can share with other people and other people can use. Affirmations, these type of things. But you're not just writing this for you, it's for you to share, if that makes sense. They also told me your waters run deep your rivers run deep, and this means that you have the feeling and the passion behind all of these um, activities and actions. Um, and I also received that you are a healer primarily. You you're a psychic and a medium, and but you are a healer. So I do. I'm not sure if you already told me, but I think you might be a Reiki practitioner, or you did some sort of an energy healing, and I think you may have told me that already, if I'm not mistaken. But I do feel as though your healing ability is the deep. Um, Passion and desire to help somebody else. And I know we all have desire to help somebody else, but there's something about you, Ed, that you have a knowing that you can, with your own intentions, because you care so deeply, move the earth. You have that power inside of you because you have such deep and genuine and authentic and with integrity these intentions. Um, so they do want you to create meditations, record them. And they also suggested perhaps like a QHHT or hypnosis and something of that. So let me see what he has to say. That's what I was called when I was a kid. Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. Somebody's telling me to call you Eddie. And they said, be respectful. I'm not like belittling. I'm just saying Eddie because that was like an endearing term. I used to journal, need to start again. I'm definitely a healer, Reiki master, and shaman. Well, there you go. Well, you and I could do something together there, Mr. Shaman. And do you know how to call in the four directions that I did on and it was only one rendition. It was very light and uh, you know, uh, applicable for all different levels, that I did on Shining Your Light. Also, reconnective healing practitioner. This is your jam there, Eddie. You are a healer, but you also have these words that are so powerful that when you put them together, they can heal. The words can heal because your intention, you say, whatever it is that you say, or whatever the mantra is that you assign to somebody, or whatever the affirmation is that you assign to somebody, are healing words. They have energy and intention behind them, and you have this energy that you generate when you say these words, and you can feel it. And this is part of why you're so good at being a Reiki master and shaman and a reconnective healing practitioner. I, I would love to have you on and have you talk about some of these things if you're interested in just telling us a little bit about it and how you came by, learning about these things. It doesn't matter if you're practicing it now or not. It's just I call it like a repertoire or a toolbox or arrows in your quiver. Is it called a quiver? Like, there's and a bag of tools, like a spiritual bag of tools. But sometimes it is that we need to learn all of these different modalities so that our own modality comes from a little bit of everything that we learned. And it's almost like all of these things that we learn teaches us a little bit more about who we truly are and remembering what we're truly meant to be here for. So I love that you're seeking, learning, applying, and hopefully practicing. Yeah. Oh, geez, I do have a gift with words. I would love for you to write affirmations for me. I would love for you to write like, um, in meditation. I would love for you just to write messages that the spirit guides give you. I think it would be really, really powerful.
So,
You can
how
record.
about an affirmation deck?
That is brilliant. Affirmation deck, Eddie. There you go. It's done. Done is done. I would love it. I would love it because I can feel your energy. Coming back to my spirituality, I put it aside for years. That's okay. Everything happens for a reason. I think it's okay. I know that's okay. And everything happens because you were ahead of your time, is what I believe. And yeah, he's like, well, no pressure.
Okay, so then we can say that you can, all those images you have for Reiki and all the other shaman healing can be the background of your affirmations. You know, if you want a little bit more pressure, we could do that. And you can
Just,
self-publish.
just a way to start. Just a suggestion.
Just
Just
start with a
consider it
journal. Just start with a
and see.
journal. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, and I have to tell you, uh, that when I first saw your name and I had not read your question way back when we first got started, I knew that I needed to use the crow deck for you. He said in
Wonderful.
the comments that he liked crows.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for hitting the thumbs up. And thank you, Leona. Okay. I don't see, where is it back here? Oh, okay. Mimicry really resonates, and I love crows. Cool. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. They're spiritual messengers, aren't they? We are on a spiritual journey. So, just visiting is next. And I believe that is all we're going to have time for today. But let's see what Just Visiting has to say. She said, I would love a message about my trip to visit friends and family September 16th to the 27th. I'm a little nervous about the trip. Okay. Yeah, traveling these days are not as guaranteed or as predictable. It's the unpredictable part of it that is unsettling and often difficult. I don't think it's seeing the friends and family part. I think that I know. I know that once you get that, once you get there, your light is just going to shine, and they're going to be so happy to see you. And then you're going to be like, home. I don't want to go back home. I'm just now getting used to being here. Um, and you're very dedicated. You're working hard. You're working diligently daily. Um, So it's hard for you to step out of that rhythm or that flow to go and take some time off. But I really feel as though you'll gain a perspective, you'll gain knowledge, you'll be able to share and shine your light with your friends and family. So that part of it is looking really good. And I believe that you might want to keep your crystals. Now, I happen to have a crystal with me here today, and I'm wearing this fluorite. And you may want to keep something like this on you when you travel. I don't think it'll stop to in the when you go through those things. I don't know what security. When you go through security, I don't think a crystal will stop you. Are you flying? You say you're going on a trip. You didn't say flying. But I think that you'll have it's a good thing for you to see. It's like when your friends and family reflect back to you who you are and how much you've changed and how much you've grown. And they're going to be so happy for you. And they're just going to see a new excitement and expression that's about you. And they're going to say, huh, what what's up with just visiting? Oh, you are flying. Yeah. Hmm. I don't, let me just see. But the thing is, waiting in the airport, being around all the people in the airport, getting on and having the delays and finding your luggage. I mean, I'm not a good traveler. My husband will tell you I'm not a good traveler, and it's about the energy. So if you keep a really good, and wear your crystals on your wrist, like the black tourmaline or the jasper or something, or even labradorite around your wrists, and you might even want to wear them on your ankles. But really, you will need some support because you're empathic. Um, And just make sure you bring like a book that will take you outside of take your mind off of things. Bring a book that you can read that's almost like set in a different time and place. So we'll just visiting air traveling portion of her trip. Will this be in her favor? Will this be? Yeah, it looks like really, really good. Yep, 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 yep. It's going well. It's going very well. And all right, thank you. Will the meeting friends and family portion of the trip, will this be favorable for just visiting? And that's a yes. Yep. And we'll just visiting be really glad that she made the trip and be really excited and better for it after she comes back from the trip. I feel like you're going to have like a new perspective somehow. And I'm getting a definite yes, absolutely. If you didn't go on the trip, you'd be fine. But because you're going on the trip and you're interacting and you're having that experience, when you come back, you'll have like a new awareness. There'll be something that'll be cemented for you. And if nothing else, it would be your self confidence. How about you, Miss Ginny?
Visiting family and friends is always filled with expectations. So you have expectations of the trip itself, expectations of what it is to visit. You think you are anticipating their expectations of you. You're already torn and exhausted because you want to do it all. You want to see it all. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I want you to have fun in spite of any fear or trepidations or old memories, but not have fun to despite people or yourself. In other words, you need to reframe what you're doing here. There's so much, like Jean said, there's just so much that's going on in the world now. We're filled with the constant fear metrics and concern metrics that are out there. And it doesn't mean that it's not concerning or is not somehow real. However, the crow and the fear, obviously the scarecrow is not scaring the crow very much, right? So we can put a lot of effort into being afraid. An acronym for fear: false evidence appearing real. So when you find yourself, for whatever it is, whether it's the anxiety in the airport, because it is anxiety inducing, because you have to hurry up here and you have to hurry up there, and then they ask you a bunch of questions or this and that, and they do it every day and you do it once, so we feel like the spotlight is on us, the magnifying glass is on us. When you get through that, you'll be fine. I suggest that you practice observation. Make up stories of the people that you see. Sit there and write a story in your head, because you want to have fun in spite of anything that's going on in your head, and to redo your expectations and leave it that regardless of what happens, you're going to have fun, and whatever happens, you're going to have a story to tell. So you can go with that. The other card that I pulled was communication. You are going to have so much to talk about when you're there, when you're home. So don't sell yourself into the fear. You can be concerned, but keep your concern at a limit. Go back to how we started this off with the suggestion of putting your worry on a timer for 5 minutes, and see it as an adventure for what you're going to do, because in the end, you are going to have a blast and come home with a total different perspective, one that it was okay. And even if something does go wrong in any form, you will get through it, and you will have the support of everybody, because you've got this. And spend time having fun. Worry about having too much fun, and that life will be boring when you get home, if you're going to worry about anything. But have a great time. It'll be a beautiful time of the year to travel.
Yep, it definitely will. Seeing her after 5 years and high school friends. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Yeah. Anything you thought, just dump that, because they're just as worried about seeing you. Just enjoy each other.
Mm-hmm. Oof. All right. Well, that is our show for today. I just gifted some memberships to everybody, and it doesn't look like it's anybody that's here now. I thought that was odd. But Anita K, Amanda Carroll, Jamie's Cowboys, Crystal Ascension, and um, and Craig Dixon, it looks like. Yep. So they all received a free membership. And the next show, I'm probably going to do a free one, give out some more free ones. And my next show is on, well, I'll be on the Crone Zone later today. It'll be with Terry Suzuki's going to be going over clairalience, which is clear smelling, and it's going to be a phenomenal show. If you want to raise your vibration, come on over there and check us out because it's going to be a lot of fun. And then after that, the next show I will be doing is on Friday. I'll be on with Valerie from Illumination Portal on a Friday at 3 o'clock. And then after that, I'll be on with Ginger Faye Tarot Friday the 5th. So come on back and check that out. And just to remind everybody, if anybody is interested in a private reading, I do offer private readings, and you could go to my website and it's just sunpsychicgene.com, and I have 15-minute readings, 30-minute readings. I have past life readings. I have all kinds of different things there. So just go on over and check it out and see if there's anything you might want. I often do put specials up from time to time. So make sure you check every now and then. And I also have, like I said, memberships. I just gifted 5 memberships, and nobody here got one. Isn't that weird? I can't determine who gets one and who doesn't. I can only gift them. But the membership is $4.99 a month, and I like to have at least 2, sometimes 3, usually chats, and we go over, like I have like a subject, like affirmations, and I'll go over them and I'll talk about them, and we'll hear what you guys have to say. And you get to look at all of the old, the previous shows that I did with my members if you become a member now, and you can stop at any time. And I really wanted a bunch of you guys here to get the free ones. I'm so sorry. But like I said, it's $4.99 a month just to become a member. To subscribe is free. If you want to subscribe, you get a chance to ask your question because I only take questions from subscribers. So please do subscribe. And I do have a psychic practice study group. So what that is we get together once a month on a Sunday, and we do a meditation. And then after we do our meditation, I give you a technique or an exercise for you to try for us to practice. And it doesn't matter if you never had any psychic training or if you're an expert at psychic training. It's always important to practice and to learn new types of ways to connect. And then we go into breakout rooms because it's on Zoom, and we do one breakout room, like with, let's say, Ginny and I, and then we come back to the main, and then we talk about our experiences, what worked, what didn't work, whatever. And then we switch with different people. So Ginny would be with somebody else, I would be with somebody else, and we would go into breakout rooms again. So we get 2 breakout room sessions, and then we come back and we can talk about whatever we want. And it's usually about 90 minutes. It's usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours, somewhere around there. It's on Sunday evenings at 5 o'clock once a month. And I do have that on my community page. I posted it, but I noticed that I post a lot, so it's quite a ways down. And I will post it again just so everybody knows. And it's nice. Like in September, it's starting. This is like my fall offering. I did a summer package, and I did, so this is like the fall package. September, October, November, December, one Sunday a month. And sometimes if I have an extra Sunday, I'll let you know. And but it's really fun. We have a great group, and we love to have you join us. It's always a good way to practice and to stay in the know. Yeah. So is there anything else I forgot to mention there, Ginny?
I think you're a busy lady.
Hmm. Well, this is my full-time job. I think this is my anniversary. I think it's been 2 years since I've been doing
Wow.
this full time. Hmm. Yeah, I was doing this, but I was doing it nights and weekends. And now this is my full-time job. So I'm really happy to have been able to make that transition. All right, everybody. Look forward to seeing you back here again on when we're on the Crone Zone with Claire Alliance. And Ginny, thank you so much for your expertise, for your wisdom, for your. It's so much fun reading together with you. I love our time that we spend together.
I really, really enjoy it. And I'd really like to thank everybody who tunes in and allowing us to read for them and to connect with their energy. It's always really good. And I pulled a card to end my part. It's Radiance. Keep your head held high and follow the sun.
Mm.
I like your new toys.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody have a
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.